Hey, all right. I'm hoping you guys can hear me now. Give me a what's up in the chat. Welcome to Indies Live. This is an audit session. I'm going to be going over any assets that you guys have for me today that you'd like me to take a look at, and I'm super excited to check out what you guys are working on and give you my feedback. Give me a shout, like I said, if you're in here. Would love to hear from some familiar faces and hopefully some new folks as well. Looks like we've got some comments here, a whole bunch from Suzanne, from Dan, from Kevin, from Glenda. Awesome. I'm stoked to see what you guys are diving into. Terry, what's up? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me now. There should be sound. My microphone was apparently off, so give me a shout if it resets. Hopefully it does. I know there's a little bit of a lag for you guys, so it should be good to go. I'll just hang on a second here before I continue along. I got my coffee ready for you guys. It should be a fun little audit session here. I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. It's always inspiring to see you guys get creative with all this stuff, and it gives me brain fuel for the week. So Magic, what's up? How's it going? I'm glad the sound is working. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Hey, if anybody needs anything audited, feel free to drop it in the chat from here on out. I'm going to refresh the comments one more time, but please, while we're going through this session, if you've got something that you want me to take a look at, Facebook ads, landing pages, websites, chatbots, whatever it is that you're working on, fan finder campaigns, I'm more than happy to take a look at any of it and give you my feedback. But please drop it in the chat if you could. That way I don't have to keep refreshing the watch page here. Sometimes the comments don't show up after the fact, and it gets kind of wonky. So if you've got anything that you want me to take a look at, I'm more than happy to do so. Oh, wow, there's a whole lot more. Cool. There's a whole lot more. Let me turn my sound up a little bit and bring my mic a little closer. Yeah, that should be better. Cool. All right, it looks like we have a lot of stuff to... Looks like we've got a lot of stuff to cover today, so I'm excited to dive right in with y'all. And I'm going to share my screen with you here, and we can knock it out. And we'll get you guys on set, back on track for the week. Hopefully I can give you some helpful feedback and get things going here. Cool. So let me know, like I said, if you guys have anything else that you want to go over, please drop it in the chat, and I'm happy to take a look. But I'm going to dive into the comments first and foremost here. Let me share my screen with you. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, so first comment here is from Suzanne. Suzanne, what's up? Hope you're doing well. I don't think you're on here right now, but happy to take a look. Hey there, working on a fan finder landing page right here, go.littlespiral.com. Still working on the mobile version. There's a lot of animation that I'll be reducing. I have 900 worth of advertising credit with a local website, berkeleyside.com, because of social media work I've done for them ages ago, and now I'm cashing in on it. Cool. It's display ads only, so no video. Here's the display ad GIF. I've never done a campaign like this before, and honestly, I don't know what I would do with the ad credit. Otherwise, it feels weird to use it for my Facebook ads business, since that's kind of competition. Plus, I don't exclusively work with locals in my business, and I can't resell the ad space. Cool. All right, you're getting creative with it. That's dope. I do play shows locally a lot, so my strategy is really to dial in the local market for my music and use that as a springboard for more lookalike audiences, but I wonder if it will work at all. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. I mean, I've never run a campaign like this before with display ads, but let's see what you've got going on. I can't make the audit session live, but I will definitely watch the replay. No problem. Happy to help. And Shai said that GIF is clever. Swipe. Cool. So I'm excited to see the GIF. Let's take a look at that in this landing page. If Tori Amos wrote songs about robots, free 5-song experience for Berkeley side readers. Little Spiral, sign up now. Cool. That's a cool GIF. I like the idea for sure. You know, it's interesting because you're kind of in a place where you're being introduced to new people through this website. It's kind of like they're not getting a full introduction to you in the way that like a fan finder campaign would, you know, with like a video and whatnot, but you're working with what you got. So this is interesting. You're using this ad as introduction, and and hopefully getting the opt-in right after the click. I like this bit if Tori Amos wrote songs about robots. Pretty cool. I mean, that might draw in the right kinds of people for you. The people who would dig your music. So that's cool. I like the idea. The GIF is cool. Looks nice. Definitely easy to read. I dig it. I'm actually really curious to see how this will go. Like I said, I personally haven't done any opt-in campaigns through display ads on like another website. Let me take a look at what is Berkeley Side. Oh, okay. So it's just like a news website. Cool. I mean, there's definitely I feel like there definitely could be some people who hang out here that would be into your music. I think you're calling them out well in this GIF. The right types of people that you want in your world. So I dig it. I think that this is neat. It's cool experimentation. That's what it's all about. Let's check out this landing page. Cool. I dig the animation. Nice use of the above the fold here. Sign up for your free 5-song experience. You might want to add into the headline here like what it is, beyond just like an experience, because people might not know what that means and they might think that they physically have to do something. You probably go into that down here. So I'll stop talking for a second and keep reading. Hi, Berkeley Side readers. I'm Little Spiral, and I write these little piano-centric songs at the intersection of tech and heart. Yep, I'm a Bay Area local and even play shows in the neighborhood. Cool, you're connecting with the area. That's great. But before you come see me live, I want to gift you a free 5-song experience from my latest EP, Full Sentence. I think that you'll love. That is, if you love artists like Tori Amos, Fiona Apple, Ben Folds, Laura Nero. Oh, you're probably still adding some of this in, doubled up there, and others who breathe poetry into life into 88 predetermined keys. You got listen on Spotify. Cool. I like mixing my indie rock leanings with pop, classical, electronic, and blues sounds, so you'll have to have high tolerance for different. You also tolerate a little bit of weirdness, vulnerability, a dash of woo-woo, and snark. It's cool. I mean, I hear your voice in it. It's definitely like speaking out. I think the copy is good. It's my mission to remind people what it means to be human in an increasingly digital world, and I hope my gift to you is the start of something beautiful. That's awesome. For signing up, I'll send you one of my 5 released songs. I'll send you one of my 5 released songs a day to your inbox, plus some backstories, lyrics, and exclusive offer for my latest poetry book. I'll even sneak in a couple never before released to the public tracks that have been the most requested in my live shows. No one but my email list subscribers have access to these recordings. In return, I'm going to ask you some questions, find out about your stories, ask you for pictures of your dog so we can both go, oh, who's a good dog? Yes, you are. That's great. Why am I doing this? Because I want to connect. I'm tired of shallow interactions, unimaginative music, meaningless words, and artists who don't give a rat's ass about their fans. I'm tired of living my life behind my phone, too busy to enjoy art and listen to something new on a deep level, but not busy to watch YouTube videos of elders reacting to Slipknot all day. Look, no one gets Slipknot. Don't blame it on the elders, okay? Anyway, I'm going to stop shouting at the screen now. I hope something has resonated with you. If you found yourself nodding your head as you're reading this, cracking a smile, and knowing exactly what I'm talking about, then join the little spiral galaxy with me. You are welcome as my most valued space cadet. Just sign up below and I'll roll out the red carpet for you, for us, and for everyone who wants to go deeper than the surface level in their lives. I really like this copy in this section, and I think it explains exactly what you're giving to people in this little 5-day experience. I do think it would be helpful to have this a little bit higher up in the page, because if I was someone new who had been introduced with an ad like this, with only this bit about sign up for your free 5-song experience, they may not quite get what you're putting in front of them. Having gone from like a very brief introduction at this ad to this opt-in form right here, which is placed great, but I think maybe after this section where you talk about who you are and the artists that people might like you and your music, I think it might make sense to drop this section a little bit higher up, maybe before this Spotify bit, and really, this copy I think really works to sell what you're doing. So I would have that a little bit higher up on the page. That's just my thoughts. But I also would consider taking some of this section here, 5 of my songs each day, backstories, lyrics, an exclusive offer for my latest poetry book, the never before released public tracks. If you can get that in your sub headline, sign up for your free 5-song experience plus, and talk about give a little bit of an indication of what that is. I think that would work really, really well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the page as a whole, Suzanne. Hopefully this helps. But I think it looks really cool. It's definitely on brand for you, just based on what I've seen you posting in the group and the other stuff that you showed me in these sessions before. So I dig it. I'm really curious to see how this goes. So please share with us, because it's great to see some experimentation happening. Let me just take a look on mobile. Okay, just a heads up on mobile, there's some funky stuff happening with the animation here. You're probably already aware of that anyway. But yeah, I think biggest takeaway is this section of copy at the bottom is really, really strong, and I think having that higher up to really sell the opt-in will be helpful, and also pulling some of the content from here into your above the fold will be useful as well. So just a couple thoughts. I really dig the idea. I'm curious to see how it goes, and with $900 in ad credit, maybe it will result in something great. Definitely eager to hear what happens with it, so please let us know. Hopefully this helps. Let's keep rolling. I'm going to check out the chat real quick with you guys. Let me turn up the sound a little bit more. Can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a shout. Hopefully it's all good. Let's look at why Dan Rubenstein's note here. Thanks for doing this. No problem, man. Happy to have you. Welcome to Indies Live. Welcome feedback on my campaign's approach below. I've been experimenting with 2 fan finder videos, a music video excerpt, and an acoustic bedroom recording, and then using a messenger ad targeting 75% view through viewers. I'd be curious to hear what reasonable view through rates we should expect. 75% view throughs that indicate we have a decent video versus one that isn't effective for fan finder. I haven't been getting a lot of messenger signups, wondering if my content can be improved. Thanks. Yeah, good stuff, Dan. Happy to help. Let's take a look here and see what you've got going on. All right, so it looks like you've got 2 fan finders that you're testing, and then a messenger ad. Let's pull this up in my news feed. Cool. All right, let's look at the fan finder first. What would you do if they were cheating on you? Furtive smiles, the light embrace. Cool. So you got like an acoustic guitar. I don't know why I get like travel vibes from this, from the music. Okay, cool. I have some thoughts for you on that, Dan, but let me watch this one as well. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this up in the news feed as well so I can read the whole copy. Hazelnut and chocolate flakes. The night that never ends. We dance and sway as friends. Furtive smiles. The light embrace. Your sleeveless gown. Sheer black lace. He thought he loved you. Really needed to. Oh, what could. Cool. So I have a couple thoughts for you on the 2 videos, Dan. Hopefully this helps. One thing I would definitely recommend is just in general for both of these is making the videos longer. You're running about a little over a minute, and for a fan finder campaign, what you really want to do is, and why we focus on like the 75% views versus like a lower metric like 25 or 50%. Why we talk about that as kind of being the coveted marker point in the video is because in a longer video, if somebody's gotten to 75% of a 3 or 4 minute video, then you've really hooked them in. Now, with a video that's a minute long or even 2 minutes long, the impact of somebody watching 75% of the way doesn't really mark their intent of showing how much they're digging into what you're putting in front of them. So I would recommend, if you can do a full version of the song, if it's a longer song, I would definitely recommend doing so. Now, with regards just to the content of these ads, I would definitely say the music video, I get the vibe of it and kind of this like saucy kind of relationship dynamic going on here in the music video clip. It seems to mesh well with the song. Now, but that said, I think with a music video like that where there's really no performance element going on, if you're using this as a fan finder, it may not attract for you the kind of audience that really is being introduced to you in the way that you want them to be, so that they know that you're a musician, so that they know that you're an artist and that they're hearing a song from an artist. That way, when you're retargeting them, and this might be why you're not seeing the messenger opt-ins that you're looking for, is because they're seeing this video and it's a nice visual representation of a relationship going on. It's got like a very cinematic quality, which is great. But for introduction, there might not be that connection to their brain of I'm watching a video of an artist who's playing a song for me about finding out that someone was cheated on, and does that resonate with me? They might just be watching this video and thinking it's a little clip that they're seeing online. So I think that may be something worth focusing on changing, is aiming more towards a performance style video. I think that this one is off to a good start. Something that I would recommend just to get creative with, if you wanted to sort of tweak the aesthetic of this kind of video, would be if you can focus it in on a location that would sort of fit the vibe of this song. Maybe you shoot it in like your dining room or something, and you've got candles lit, and it sort of gives it that same vibe that the song is putting out, and puts the listener in that setting, rather than like a bedroom. It might give off the vibe of the song and give off the vibe of who you are as an artist. With that, it can still be cinematic and cool. You can work that into the setting of the performance, but still do a live performance video in the way that you did here. So those are just kind of my initial thoughts just from seeing the videos. Hopefully this helps. Definitely keep us in the loop with how it's going. Those are my thoughts on the fan finders. Two main points are, just to focus on a performance video. I think in this case, I think you could do some really cool things with setting and also work to lengthen the video, if you can, up to around like the 3 minute mark, to see if you can get like a full video out there to make those 75% viewers really count. Now, with regards to your question about what kind of view through rates we should expect. So generally speaking, what we see is about a 90% drop off from 3-second views to 25% views. And then from there, we see 50% from each percentage mark. So that's what you should be looking for as far as your retention rate throughout the course of a video. So you can use that to really see if your video is performing and retaining fans for as long as you'd like it to. So hopefully that helps answer your question. With regards to the messenger ad, and this may kind of be a moot point now, because we talked about all this stuff with a fan finder, and I imagine you're going to want to tweak that. But let me take a quick look. Are things getting better or worse? I released my first single, Don't Break What You Cannot Fix, earlier this year. Since then, the world seems to have gotten crazier and more broken in so many ways. Friends and fans encouraged me to make a music video to go along with it. I'm not ready to distribute it widely yet, but I'm sharing it privately. Message me right now and I'll share it with you. Yeah, so what I would do is, people might be a little confused by the messaging here. You could go with, maybe the headline could be, are things in the world getting better or worse? I sure don't know, so I wrote a song about it. I released my first single, Don't Break What You Cannot Fix, earlier this year. The world seems to just be getting crazier and crazier and more broken. you could probably cut out this bit about friends and fans encouraged me to make a music video. You could just say like, so I shot a music video for this song, but I'm not ready to show it to the world, but I am ready to show it to my, to my new #1 fans. Just click the send message button below, and I'll give you a sneak preview. Make it seem a little more sexy than just I'm sharing it privately. Make it as if they're getting something secret, something valuable, so that you get that opt-in there. That would be my recommendation with the copy, and you could even do you could do a video ad here if you wanted to drop a video and kind of go into explaining this a little bit more. I think the visual here is kind of striking. It looks featured and flawed, I like to say. It doesn't look like something that was necessarily shot, super duper professionally, but it looks good. It's a nice setting. Kind of fits in with the travel theme. I don't know if that's something you're going for, but it comes off in your music, so maybe I'm reading it right. But yeah, those are my thoughts, man. I think if you can tweak the front end with your fan finder, you will see better results with this opt-in ad. But yeah, good stuff. I dig it. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know and keep us in the loop with how it's going. Kevin, what's up, man? Are you in here? Yeah, you are. Cool. Hope you're doing well, man. I would be happy to take a look at your opt-in page and give you some feedback. Let's see. Kev says, hey, Jack, I need some direction on my opt-in page. It needs a lot of work still, especially the copy. And I know when it comes to copy, you're the man for the job. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. Also, some ideas regarding the concept of freedom here would be appreciated. Feel free to rip my opt-in page to shreds. Thanks so much for all you do. Yeah, man. Happy to help. Let's see what we got. Cool. Kevin McCash, a song for silver for those who can never go home. Oh, what did I do? I moved the mouse. Do you miss the scent of freedom? Then take the never go home experience for free. I've got a video here. I actually watched this earlier too. I popped in a little bit early to check it out. And you got the yes, I'm ready button. There's nothing to lose but the sense that you lost the scent of your freedom. Nice alliteration there. I'm so happy I took the never go home experience. Passion. If you're here, it means that in your heart burns a flame. Music is the spark that lights our fire of freedom. Neighbors, feel like you belong. When you're inside, you're going to meet others who are searching for what you are. Freedom, my promise to you to be 100% genuine, to deliver you truth in songwriting and to be there for you. I ain't no cool rock star. That's cool. What can you expect when you take the never go home experience? Hi, my name is Kevin McCash. I've been traveling the world, writing, recording, and performing songs for over 10 years looking for that thing we call freedom. Remember those nights in the middle of nowhere when the fire was just burning out and the sun was coming up and you finally found a place where you wanted to wanted to see the sunrise? You didn't need to think of going home because you felt like you found home just where you were. Over 5 days, I'll send you an interactive email experience with personal videos from me, downloads of some of my most popular songs, lyrics and behind-the-scenes stories, and concert footage. After you take the Never Go Home experience, you'll receive weekly emails with engaging content tailored to your interest and be part of an international group of people that are all along this journey of life towards freedom, and all of this for free. Taking the Never Go Home experience really gave me an insight to what it means to be free. Dan Wilton fan. Yes, I am ready. Cool. Let me take a quick peek just so that I can remember what was in this video.
Hey folks, Kevin McCash here. What is the Never Go Home experience? It's 5 days of me sending out songs to you, lyrics, behind the scenes stories, and some stories about what it means to be free. I don't know why you're here. Maybe you're here because you like my videos. Look at my videos, share them with your friends, and listen to my song somewhere. You got interested in what I'm doing, or you saw me play live somewhere. Maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you're here because you're looking for what it means to be free. I think I'd lost track of what it means to be free after all the years, so I just went out looking in the world. Looking for that little seed of what it means to be free. Maybe that's what you're looking for. So over the last 5 days, I'm going to be sending you out an email every day, sharing some stuff with you, getting to know you. So welcome to the Never Go Home experience. You can find a button above or below this video.
Cool. I dig the video, Kev. I have some feedback for you on that as well. But let's dive into this page. So a couple things. I think you've got some cool stuff going on here. I dig like how you've got the background photo sort of whited out a little bit, but that's back in your video as well, so you're kind of harkening back to that. I don't think it's distracting, which is nice. A lot of times I tell people, like, make sure that you can still read the text, but you didn't make no issues there. That's all good. Something I might recommend is you've got a lot of graphics going on up here. I don't really think you need them. They might just distract people from what's going on. I would say maybe just go with your logo here and center it. That might look nice, and I like the sub headline that you've got on the logo too. Or you could go with this as well, the circular logo. That looks awesome. Just some thoughts on that. I think for the above the fold section, some things that immediately come to mind might be, you've got this headline: do you miss the scent of freedom? Then take the Never Go Home experience for free. What I would recommend here is if I were a fan of yours and I went to this page, I wouldn't necessarily know what this Never Go Home experience was from seeing this right away. And I might click away just because I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? I don't know what that means. What does it mean to go on a Never Go Home experience? And you go into it in the video. But I think what you could do is you can pull some of this, and this kind of relates back to what I was saying to Suzanne. What you were going through here. You've got downloads of your most popular songs, you've got lyrics, you've got behind the scenes stories, you've got concert footage. I would say take a couple minutes to write down everything that you're going to be including in this experience and get that in your sub headline. And you could say something along the lines of, and this is where you can get really creative. You can say like, find your freedom on the Never Go Home music experience. That could be your headline. Find your freedom again on the Never Go Home experience. And then you could say, get my, in the sub headline here, you could say, get my most popular songs, behind the scenes experiences, live concert footage, lyric sheets, guitar tabs, whatever it might be that you're including, studio videos, all for free over 5 days online. That could be your sub headline. Then you can have your video here. I might suggest making it a little bit bigger because it's kind of hard to see you in it. So if you can bring up the size, I would change the button here to like join the experience or join the journey, because yes, I'm ready. I might not, as a viewer, I might not totally get what that means. Pop-up works well. That's cool. I like this little section here. There's nothing to lose but the sense that you lost your scent of freedom. That's cool. I like this section here about what's going to be, what people will feel about it and the benefits of joining it. So that's dope. I dig that. I think it, connects to what you're trying to do with your music. This section here, what can you expect when you take the experience? There's good stuff in here. You're traveling the world, writing, recording, and performing songs, searching for freedom. So that connects back to the whole theme of this experience. So I think that's cool. This little section about, staying up in the middle of nowhere, where there's a fire burning out and the sun's just coming up and you're seeing the sunrise. I think that's cool. Like it's giving people like a visual idea of what this whole thing is about and why you're chasing that kind of childhood wonder and awe, if you know what I mean. So I dig that, but I think you could space this out a little bit and potentially make the font a little bit bigger in here. If you could match it to this font, I think this font size is nice. Make it a little bit bigger. One thing I did notice, you kind of have this matching with your logo font, which I think is cool. But it might be worth trying to match it with this orange or this orange, just to see what that does. I think the orange in your logo is a little bit softer. The red the red is the background, is like kind of punches me in the face. So that might be worth giving a try. See what that looks like. I like the fan quotes here. You could probably like tailor down the width of those and just kind of shrink it in a little bit. But I think that's cool. Again, I would change the button down here to like join the journey or join the experience. But I think you're on the right track with this, man. A couple suggestions about the opt-in video. If you're down to do a reshoot of it, there's a couple things that I think would be cool. One, like I get your vibe of being kind of like the mysterious songwriter. You're not trying to be a rock star, but I think like making eye contact with the viewer in the camera will definitely be useful. Make them feel connected to you and the fact that they're going to go on this journey. So I would say like if you weren't doing that intentionally, I think that would help, because watching it I was like, oh man, I want this guy to look me in the eyes and tell me what he's trying to do here and what we're going to do together. So that's one thing that comes to mind. I also think, let me pull up the video. There was a specific section that I thought would be really good right at the beginning, and that was
Lyrics behind, yes, it's like, I'd like to welcome you to the Never Go Home experience. What is the Never Go Home experience? It's 5 days of me sending out songs to you. Lyrics, behind the scenes stories, and some stories about what it means to be free. You know, I don't know why you're here.
so something that comes to mind is like we're about 20 seconds in, right? I think it would be really cool if you started the video right off the top,
My cash here.
rather than doing, hey folks, I'm Kevin McCash, and then getting that strum in there. Just starting it off with you talking, hey folks, Kevin McCash here. I don't know why you're here. Maybe you watch some, maybe you've listened to my music online, maybe you've seen me at shows. You could throw some clips in and out there while you're talking as well. But I think getting right into the heart of this is good. It will catch people's attention a little bit better and make them not go away, because the opt-in video is a little long. So something that was one thing that I wanted to suggest, was just getting right into it, and then saying like, welcome to the Never Go Home experience. So what is this experience that I'm inviting you on? And then you can tell them a little bit about like, what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to help people find their sense of freedom again, and music is the number one way that I've experienced my freedom. And you could tell a story, and then you can go into, so during this experience, I'm going to be sending you over the course of 5 days straight to your email inbox, XYZ ABC, all the benefits of being part of this journey together. I think that would be, you could probably shorten it up and really get right into it. I like some of the stuff that you did with the cutscenes, but I think it sort of takes away from the impact of the video and you really connecting with the viewer. So those are just my little feedback points on that. Hopefully it's helpful, man. Oh yeah, and Terry did say there's just a few spelling errors in the on the page. Experience is EXPEREIENCE. So a couple things in there. Nothing to lose, LOSE. But I know you're probably like still fleshing out the copy. That was why I didn't mention any of that. But just a couple things to look into there. But yeah, man, I dig it. I think you're off to a good start. Like I said, those are just some of the initial things that I think would really help, and kind of like the biggest areas of opportunity that you could tweak on this page. But I think aesthetically, like, you're on the right track. I think you could tweak your fonts a little bit here and just really make the headline pop, make the sub headline come under it a little bit more. But I think in terms of copy, hopefully I gave you some solid feedback that will help really take this thing to the next level. But I'm excited to see what you do with it, man. Keep us in the loop. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop me a note in the chat here if anything else comes up. But I really, really hope that this was helpful for you, and I'm excited to see what you come up with next. Good stuff. I'm going to keep rolling through here. Glenda said, hey, Jack, thanks for doing this session. No problem. Thanks for being here. Here's a link to our opt-in page thus far. Any comments will be much appreciated. Brett, Glenda Ray, and the Essentials. Brett, what's up? Happy to take a look. And here's a link to our sales page as well. Cool. I am more than happy to take a peek. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, cool. So a couple thoughts for you. Let's see. Here's your opt-in page. I checked this out as well before we hopped in. This is your exclusive backstage pass to the making of the album 6 Degrees. You'll also receive 6 downloads from the album. Enter using the button below. Glenda Ray and the Essentials. Recording engineer of the year wrote. Oh, you got a little testimonial there. This tour is an exclusive backstage pass showing the details of 6 tunes from our 6 Degrees album. delivered daily to your inbox. Video interviews, background material, demo versions. Okay, cool. You're putting a whole lot of stuff, how each tune evolved. We also have videos describing an in-depth approach to how we view music and life. Enjoy the tour. Oh yeah, there's also a free download of each tune in both WAV and MP3. Hailing from Vancouver, Glenda Ray and the Essentials have been gaining fans from across the globe with their highly improvisational form of pop rock, blue-eyed soul. Fans describe them as if the rock icon Steely Dan added Annie Lennox as the lead vocalist. Arrangements have beautiful, anthemic elements reminiscent of Queen's orchestrated vocal and guitar sections. It would not be an overstatement to describe Glenda Ray's voice as one of the great instruments in Canadian or global pop music, combined with guitar virtuoso Brett Wade, jazz great Miles Black, Top Gun session player Phil Robertson, and they form the absolute world-class ensemble known as Glenda Ray and the Essentials. This year, Glenda Ray and the Essentials have chosen to release 6 Degrees. Individually, each member has had album credits listed on all major record labels, a gold selling record of the year performance on A&M. As session players, they've been hired to perform in international commercial campaigns and major film scores, providing them with necessary experience. With this company, it's little surprise they chose to work together. Claim your spot here. Want to talk? Send us a comment to start the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. And then, okay, cool. Yeah, so I got a couple thoughts for you guys. First things first, I think you could probably simplify this landing page background a little bit. I find the moving kind of video in the background to be a little distracting. Not to mention, I'm not sure how that would pan out on mobile. Yeah, you can see here it's doing sort of some weird stuff. So what I would recommend is going and looking at your brand colors. I know you've got this purple going on in your album art, and you've got some of that happening here. So I would take a look at that and maybe use a black background with some more of these purple highlights. But a couple things just in terms of the overall layout of the page. I think that you've got like a pretty narrow section here with your headline. I think you could widen that out if you can get your logo above here. I'm not sure what you were building this in, but if you take a look back at what Kevin posted and what Suzanne posted as well, you can kind of get some inspiration of how to lay out the sections of your opt-in page. I think to make it a little bit more cleaner and a little more enticing. You could probably change this headline copy to get your exclusive online backstage pass to the making of our album 6 Degrees, and then your sub headline could be get 6 downloads from the album, and you could pull some stuff from here: video interviews, background materials, demos, the evolution of each song in the studio, and interviews with us, and everything else that you're going to include in this campaign. That would be my thoughts about your headline copy. And then as well as maybe getting this button here just a little bit down to size. Kind of looks a little strange when compared to your header here. But once you tweak that, you'll be in better shape. Claim your spot here is cool. If you wanted to have a limited availability, you could say like only 100 people are allowed in or something like that. You could include that below the button. Let's see what this does. Okay, you've got your pop-up here. Tell us which email address you'd like to send 6 Degrees backstage invitation to, and then you've got first name and email. Okay, cool. Let's check out this video.
Hey everyone, this is Glenda from Glenda Ray and the Essentials. Thank you for joining us for the 6 Degrees Backstage Pass. We're so glad you're here, and we hope that you enjoy what we put together for you. So how this is going to work is for the next 12 days, well, probably every second day, you're going to receive an email that welcomes you into this experience. And what we've done is we have gone sort of behind the scenes a little deeper so that you could understand and see how 6 Degrees the album was put together. And we've also included pictures and some demo things that Brett found, also the lyrics, and just some stuff that we think is kind of interesting. 6 Degrees, the song, actually was inspired in an interesting way. Brett and I had decided to use templating. So we found
So I have some thoughts for you on this too, Brett. I think that the first half of the video, that first like 50 seconds or so before Glenda starts going into what 6 Degrees the song is about, is pretty good. But I think you guys could get clearer and maybe like script out the video a little bit better. Really stress what's cool about this experience, because right now it seems a little wishy-washy. I think the effects in the video are a little kind of like jarring, but that also might change once you tweak this background to be like a solid color. That way there won't be like a million things happening in front of my eyes. But I think really just working the camera a little bit here, addressing people, making them feel excited. Right now it kind of feels like it's reading from a script. So I would say just work on getting a little more comfortable with the opt-in video here. And after that first 50 seconds, have a call to action. Say, if you want to get in, you can claim your spot by clicking the button below. Then if you want to go into what 6 Degrees the whole song is about, you can go into that there. But I think having that call to action earlier in the video is gonna work to optimize it for you. So those are a couple thoughts on that. Same thing goes here with the kind of the narrow section. I think you could open this up so that it spans more of the page, and just work the font so that it's a little bit more readable. I think that your bio here is really, really great. I get that you're trying to highlight what it is that the band does and all of the accolades that you guys have. I don't necessarily know if it's necessary on an opt-in page like this. If you can work these sections, all the things that you're covering here, you know, about Glenda's voice, about what you guys have done as performers on different records, and you know, your gold selling record, what you've done with A&M, different labels. If you can work that into copy-wise, what you're doing with the experience, I think that would make the copy really work more cohesively within this campaign. So I'm kind of giving you a laundry list of homework here, but I hope that it helps. Let us know if you have any questions, and feel free to drop it in the Indies group too, as you're working through it, and keep us in the loop with how it's going. But something to check out if you are looking for something as far as like a build similar to what Suzanne has, similar to what Kevin has, check out the share funnel in the Ultimate Album Launch training, which there's a share funnel where you can get a $19 a month ClickFunnels account if you want something a little more drag and drop. If you don't feel like doing a whole bunch of tweaking on the current page, you can grab the share funnel in there and start using it and really put this thing together. So just something to take a peek at. But I'm gonna keep diving along here. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. James said, "Hey Jack, what's up? We're selling some show tickets via this landing page and appreciate some feedback. We've tried to infuse quite a lot of humor, as that's a big part of our tone of voice, but it could be diluting the message. I don't know. Would be interested in your thoughts. Thanks, James." Cool. Yeah, no problem, James. Happy to take a look, man. Yes, we know it's a Wednesday, but let's make it a Wednesday you'll never forget. Introducing the wonderful Toucan Echo, live at the Water Rats. It's ticket time, baby. Advanced tickets are available for limited purchase. Location. What else happens on a Wednesday? We're making it our mission to brighten up your midweek. Not you, but we're changing the meaning of a Wednesday. Let's make Wednesday the new Friday. Hashtag forget Friday. Yes, we can do this. It's time to join the movement. Together, just maybe we can change the world, and it all starts with this gig. We'll have some drinks, some laughs, and share some great music. It'll be spectacular. And guess what? You made it this far, so you're officially cool and you know it. So here are some cheeky exclusive offers and ticket bundles to tip the scales, grease the palms. You know what I mean. Let me see those tickets. Show me what you got. I dig it. I think this is cool, man. You have what to expect section. This is cool. A series of unfortunate gigs. Buy Lemony ticket. What's included in your ticket bundle? Frequently asked questions. Discounts for multiple tickets. Cool, man. I think that there's some good stuff in here for sure. Couple thoughts. I would make your headline. You might want to change that. You know, like you could say like, join Toucan Echo at the Water Rats on 9/18 or 18/9 if you're in the UK. start with that so that people know immediately what they're going to be reading about here. Because right now they hit this page and they say, yes, we know it's a Wednesday. What? You know what I mean? Like, make it known in the headline this is about a show, and then you could have a sub headline that talks about the show, that talks about where it is. You've got your flyer here, but just in case people don't get to that right away, and so that they can see it in this above the fold section, have a little sub headline, and then you can have this, yes, we know it's a Wednesday, but let's make it a Wednesday you'll never forget. You could combine that all on one line, I think. That would probably work good, and I think that it keeps along with the humor that you're kind of wrapping into this. But I think the idea is cool. Maybe reworking these images a little bit to be a little smaller, because it takes a lot of scrolling just to keep going through the page. It's ticket time, baby. For these buttons, I like what you're going for. With just kind of like cheeky humor on the call to action. There's two things that you could do just to make it clear what people do when they click this. You could either have, like, in your copy somewhere, just click the button below, or you could take "It's Ticket Time, Baby" out of the button copy and have it into paragraph copy or sub headline copy, and then your buttons could say "Get tickets" or something like that. But I dig this idea. I think that it's cool. I think just making sure that people are clear that this is a button. Make that clear somewhere, that they either need to click the button or take this copy out and put it somewhere else so that they get it. I think this is cool. You could probably scale up your sizing on some of these section headlines just so people see it. I think that the orange is it's a little jarring to my eyes personally, and you kind of lose this white a little bit, and that might just be because the font could be a little bit bigger. So something to think about there, or maybe using a little bit of a changed font color, or darken up the orange a little bit so that the white pops a little bit more. Just some stuff to think about. I love this copy. I think that it's good. You could probably expand the margins on this section a little bit so that you don't have to scroll quite so much. I dig the Rick and Morty reference. Very cool. Again, you might want to scale this image size down a little bit. I dig the button copy. I think that it's funny. I don't think that it's a bad decision at all. There's some good stuff in there. I like your what to expect. Again, I think you could bump up your font size, just so that it's a little more consistent throughout the page. But good stuff here with what's included in your ticket bundle. You've got your frequently asked questions section. I think that this is good to go. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I don't know if you've already started running traffic to it, but those are the tweaks that I would make. Mostly it's with, just making it clear, like very explicit, what people are getting right at the front in this above the fold section, so that they know what this is, where it is, when it is, as quickly as possible without them having to scroll. And then you can start to build the humor into that, since that's kind of your band's voice. But I dig it. I think there's some good stuff here. Hopefully my notes about aesthetics don't hurt your feelings or anything like that. Just my thoughts as an outside viewer. Hopefully that helps, man. Let me scroll up here. Cool. I'm going to keep rolling through. I want to try to get through as many of these as we can. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Shai said, "What's up, Shai? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I've completed an album launch. It went okay, but due to a time constraint, I missed out on sending some of the emails, although I had them written. Well, I'd eventually like to have it set up on Evergreen, so would you please review my email sequence?" Sure. I would be happy to review. Okay, here's your pre-launch sequence. Subject and inside look. Enter the creative world of Shai Speaks. A common interview question for artists is, how does your creative process work? Well, I want to give you a small glimpse how the bigger picture turned out. You've got a video here. I know that was a super quick snapshot, but it was a mouthful. When the 5-day interactive experience starts, there will be no walls between us. You'll have full detailed access into my world and how Dear Everybody, the live band mixtape, was created. Talk to you soon, Shai. I dig it. An inside look. That's a good subject. Maybe rather than a common interview question for artists is, you could say a common question that I get is, so you're making it immediately, not as vague as an artist, but this is just like nitpicky stuff. I dig that. And then you've got your launch sequence. Welcome, congrats, you're on the list. That's cool. Subtitle, my new mixtape is yours. Hey, we're about to deep dive into the audio-visual interactive experience for Dear Everybody. The live band mixtape day 1 will be kicking off soon, but here are for a couple things to note. Starting tomorrow, you'll receive an email from me each day for 5 days. Each email will link to a secret page packed with music videos, a web series, behind-the-scenes notes, giveaways, and prizes, and exclusive extras that will be available nowhere else. Now, if you want all the music right now, you can download it here, but trust me, you want to tune in every day. In the meantime, please add me to your address book so my emails don't get lost. In fact, if there is something you want to tell me, reply and shoot me an email, and I'll be sure to hit you back. Talk to you soon. Shy. Cool. Shy. Note for you on this. Take out the section about if you want to download the music right now. That way you're not losing people on day 1 on this welcome email. I would take that out. You can give them the download on the content page, but that way you're not losing the click over to or the open on the next email by giving them something, giving them the whole thing right here. I would cut that. And also, if there's something you want to tell me or ask me, reply and shoot me an email. Here's a thought for you. Rather than saying if there's something you want to tell me or ask me, say what would be the number one thing that would make this experience cool for you, or what kind of content do you want to see in this experience? Make it so that there's a specific question that people can reply to, and ask them to give you a reply. So you can think about what that means in terms of your launch, in terms of the experience that you put together. But I would make it something specific that they can answer you about. It could be anything really. Just get that engagement happening. Evergreen version. Oh, here's an evergreen version. Gotcha. Okay, evergreen version. I feel the same way about this. I think that this is good stuff, but I would cut out this sentence and just try to open a loop with that question at the end. Let's check out day 1. Grindin'. Day 1, grindin'. All aboard. Day 1 is here. Let's go. Each piece of this mixtape is inspired by a music producer, and this song is a tribute to Pharrell Williams. The idea of grinding is applying pressure. To me, grinding is an individual sport. Wait, is that true? In today's episode, I'll explain my position, how the word cardiovascular ties into this concept, and in the music video, I spotlight my favorite instrument. That's cool. I dig it. Yeah, this is good. I like this. I kind of am getting the feel of what you're going for with this. I think that sounds good. Day 2, King. I just had to make some original music for this project, so I teamed up with super producer Jay Rhodes, whose production credits include Tilly Cooley, Rick Ross, Lecrae, etc. It's a banger with a monstrous message. This song is titled King, and it's what every woman should be singing to champion the men in her life. Cool. In episode 2, I'll reveal the 3 hidden gems tucked within the lyrics. That's cool. I dig that. That's really, really good. The 3 hidden gems that will, pull people in to wonder what that is. You could open another loop here and say like, could you find the 3 hidden gems? Or let's play a game. Can you find, something along the lines of like, can you find these hidden gems before watching the video, or can you find the hidden gems in the other songs or in day 1 song? If you've got something like that, harken back to something from the experience previously. Ask a question, open loops, give them a teaser of what to expect next. Day 3, Millions. I sing a little bit. That's cool, and that works perfectly for my love of melodies and hip-hop. Timbaland and Missy are largely to be blamed for that affinity. They struck gold when they produced the latest 1 in a Million. If you dig that jam, you'll love my remake, Millions. P.S. There's a crazy musician spotlight. Yeah, perfect open loop there. I love that. This is all good. Back in the day, day 4 is here and you're still bored. Nice. I have a treat lined up for you today. Perfect cup of nostalgia served up via another original tune. This one is oozing with the signature style of Max Trev, whose production credits include back in the day, unpacked special life lessons that have happened along my life from child to adulthood. How many of these moments can you relate to? Yeah, I think that these emails are all really solid so far. You're doing a good job of opening loops. Overall, I'm going to give you some feedback. I think that you might be able to tweak these subject lines to get the open. I don't know what your open rate's looking like right now, but if you're looking to get more open rates, or a higher open rate rather, you might want to work in just tweaking these subject lines a little bit. Like for example, for day 1, like you could do like, are you grinding? what the hell is grinding to you, or something like that. Work to get that click. And if you want to include day 2, day 1, you could definitely do that too. I've seen that work really, really well. But depending on what your open rate is, and what you were seeing, I think that there's all the content of these emails look really, really good. I dig it. Let's see here. Product exposure for you only. Subject for you only. That's great. Since you stayed, what a journey. You rocked with me for a week. So I guess you have your official day 1 card. I shared with you my views on several aspects of life through music. Did y'all listen and interact? It's only right that I commemorate this moment by creating a one-of-a-kind offer for you. So I packed it as much value as I could, and then built in a 17% discount. Plus, for the first 150 will be bundled with a special dedication note. So here's a couple ideas. You might want to consider cutting all of this, about the 17% discount, the 150, and just end it here. Trust me, you want to see this. That way you're selling the click in the email rather than distracting people or potentially losing them with discounts and 150 and all of that. You're selling the click in the email body and getting them to the sales page. Thank you. Thanks for sharing this experience with me. Early Adopters Club. Oh, cool. Pointing them back to the sales page. That's great. Talk to you soon, Shy. Content share. This is good. Shy, if you want to add a PS section in here, pointing back to the sales page, you could definitely do that, just to get some more offer exposure. That's something that I would recommend, but the copy's good. User generated content, social proof, scarcity. You want to make me tear up? Cool. And then pointing into your merch store. That's cool. Bonus offer. This is like the closing down. That's awesome. And then final email. The conclusion. I need your feedback. I'll be in touch. Cool. I would ask for their feedback in this email. Ask a specific question again and keep that engagement going. But I think all of these are really dope. Let me take a quick peek here. Oh, here's your post-purchase. Yeah, these are great. These are perfect. Asking for some kind of something. We may or may not have a prize in mind. That's cool. Yeah, I think that these look great. Really, really cool, Shy. Let's see here. Okay, I've got a few more minutes, so let me just take a quick peek and see if I can knock these out for you guys before we hop off. I became an instant fan. That's cool. You've got some Indie Matters, People Matter, Positivity Matters. I love that. That's so good. Overall, I think that this looks really cool. You might be able to get your logo up here if you want, Shy. If you have one, that's cool. Early release, get the Dear Everybody mixtape for free. Plus, experience a secret tour behind the scenes with bonus content, unseen music videos, and more. That's great. Literally blew my mind. I became an instant fan. Dear Everybody is a triple braided cord. It's a tribute, a greeting, and a declaration all at once. Strand number 1. My only suggestion about this copy, Shy, is separate these out. Make it so that this isn't so blocky. But otherwise, and make this font a little bit bigger, but it looks great. Shy Speaks is a beast. That's an awesome testimonial. Really, really cool. You could look at changing the button color if you want to test that. I would consider bumping up this headline font, bumping up the sub headline font size as well. But this is really good. Super simple. I think it'll do the trick. I dig it. I'm going to drop you some feedback in the Indies group too. I have to hop off here, guys, unfortunately, but I'm going to drop you some feedback on this video, and Mike, I'm going to drop you some feedback on your video as well, and I'll drop it in the Indies group and tag you guys. But thanks for joining me. This was a blast. I wish I could hang out a little bit longer and wrap this up, but I got to jump off here. But thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for sharing with me. Hopefully the feedback was helpful. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you soon for the next Indies Live.